friends! Are you ready to register a home arts project for the Fowlerville Fair Open Class Competition? If you're doing this for the first time, you may find it a little confusing. I'm making this video to try to help you sort things out. To start, keep in mind that the home arts includes both youth, ages 5 to 18, and adult classes. Please note that the Open Class Home Arts is part of the overall Open Class program that also includes livestock, and it's separate from the Youth 4-H program. The fair provides lots of opportunities for competitive projects. Let's get started. To begin your registration, log on to FowlervilleFamilyFair.com, the official website for the Fowlerville Fair. Hover over the Fair menu item and click on Open Class. Scroll down the Open Class webpage to find handy links to the Open Class book, online and paper registration forms, as well as important information and recent newsletters. Start by clicking on the Open Class entry book. As you look through the entry book and you scroll down through the pages, notice on page 3, all of the links on this page are clickable, so whether you want to get to baking, canning, fine arts, whatever, you can click right over to it as quick as a wink. But don't forget to take a look at the introductory information, especially things like the exhibitor schedule, as well as the rules for open class and for home arts. As you scroll through the pages of the Open Class entry book, you'll notice that your $10 registration fee gets you a one-day admission pass to the fair, as well as unlimited home arts entries and 25 livestock entries. So the more you enter, the more chances you have to earn back your entry fee with premiums and ribbons. Once you've looked through the book and have ideas about which divisions, sections, and classes you'd like to compete in, next you want to head over to the Fair Online Open Class registration portal. To be ready to register, you'll want to have your personal information such as your name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. If you're registering for a child in addition to yourself, you will want to have their information on hand as well. You'll also need a credit card to pay the entry fee for each registrant. You will have the chance to purchase a weekly fair pass in the registration portal as well, if desired. Oh, and one more thing. The age group that you enter is based on the age that you are on January 1st, 2026. So make sure that you're selecting the right age group as you proceed through the process. After collecting all of your information, head back over to the Fowlerville Family Fair website, click on the Fair, and then down to Open Class. Once you're on the Open Class page, scroll down and notice that you can either do online registration or paper registration. The paper registration is basically a document that you're going to print out and then mail it back with your entry fee. For the rest of this tutorial, we're going to talk about the online registration option because that's the one that people usually need a little bit more extra details about. The first time you go to the registration portal, you'll need to click on the Create a Fair Entry account link to set up a login for the site. Enter a valid email address twice to start the registration process and click Create Account. Fill in the required information and log back in using your email address and the password you are asked to set up. Please store your password in a safe place and keep it on hand if you want to log in and out to add projects before you submit registration. Once you're logged back into the registration portal, you'll notice that the portal is divided into 3 sections: exhibitors, entries, and payment. You're going to need to complete all 3 sections in order to get your registration complete. We're going to start with the exhibitors section. To begin your registration, you want to start off by adding yourself as an exhibitor. So make sure you're on the Exhibitors tab and then click on Register an Exhibitor. Click on Individual. You'll need to type in your first name, last name, and your birth date. You don't need to do county or grade unless you choose to do so. After you've pressed Continue on the Personal Details page, you'll be taken to the Contact Info page. You'll need to enter your primary phone number and then notice that email address is optional. The Open Class would really like to encourage everyone to put in their email address because that way we can connect with folks during the Fair Week and beyond. Press Continue. Next, you'll be asked to put in your address information. This is really important to enter because if you do win a premium, this is where your check will be sent. Press Continue to move on. Next, you'll be on the questions page. The first question talks about fair passes. If you're planning to purchase fair passes, this is a great place to do it because the Open Class does benefit from this. Additionally, your Fair Pass will show up right in your entry envelope, so when you're dropping off your items, it'll be right there for you. Secondly, we'd like to know how you heard about the Open Class competition. Check that and then move on to questions 3 and 4. Both of these questions are about financial support for the Open Class competition. Any contributions are greatly appreciated. Press Continue to move on. Now that you've finished with your exhibitor information, it's time to start adding your entries. Here's my test person, so I fly out here and click Add an Entry. Up will pop the information for each department and division. Notice how this information aligns directly with the information in the Fair Book. So you can pick your division. Notice that also the divisions are separated by different ages this year. We have ages 5 to 8, 9 through 13, and 14 through 18. So all the youths are going to be competing against just those kiddos in their same age class. So select what you'd like, and then select your department that you would like, and then hit Choose. Once you do this, you'll be able to select the class. And be very careful here to leave this at quantity 1. Open class entries are limited to 1 per class. The system lets you select other quantities, but it won't let you go any further if you do select anything other than 1. So leave that alone and press Continue. It'll give you a summary. Click Create Entries. Now my test person has 1 entry. Say for instance I want to go ahead and add another. I can click on Add an Entry, and I can click on another category, another department, choose, and then continue, create entries. And now when I come back, my test person has 2 different entries that they're doing. Well, say for instance, a little later on, I decide, gosh, I'm not going to get that black and white photography done. I can go here to edit, and I can click on delete this entry, and I can press OK. Then when I go back to my summary, I only have the adult baking left, and the other one has disappeared. So if you over enter, you can go back and fix it really, really easily. After you've entered your exhibitor information and your entries, you'll be back on the entries page. The first button at the top says Register Another Exhibitor. This is where you'd go if you want to enter information for a child or a spouse or some other family member. Once you've entered that information, then you're going to go Continue to Payment. On the Continue to Payment page, you'll click on Add a Credit Card. Of course, I'm not going to put my credit card information in here right now, so you'll have to do that process yourself on the screen once you get there. But once you enter that information, you'll be stepped through the process and your entries will be complete. Did you know that even after you've completed your registration, that you can come back to the registration portal and enter more entries all the way up until the deadline? So if you've got a great idea after you've registered for a new fair project, or 5, you can come back and log in, click on the entries, click Add an Entry, and add something new. Additionally, keep in mind that all of your entries need to be approved by the Open Class Coordinator. So if you don't see everything pop up as confirmed right away, just be patient because this is a manual process that she needs to do independently. Also, the deadline for registration is July 1st at midnight. So you've got lots of time. Take your time, plan out what you're going to do, and happy entering. That's it. You should be ready to register for the Fowlerville Family Fair Open Class Competition. If you've got any further questions, you may want to try checking out our Facebook group, Fowlerville Fair Open Class. You can also directly contact any of our coordinators or superintendents or even the main fair office using the contact information listed here. Thanks and have a great fair.